So coming up tomorrow night at the Claremont Opera House, there is going to be a great live country music concert, and I am excited to have Chris Whiskey on Zoom with me this morning. Chris, how are you?
I'm great. How you doing, Steve?
Doing fantastic. Your band Wailon is playing. It looks like the Waylon Jennings logo, very similar, but it's not Waylon, it's Wailon.
That's right. Yeah, we about a little over 3 years ago, I guess, before the whole world went to hell in the pandemic. But ironically, right when we were getting up and running, we started out originally as a Waylon Jennings tribute show, and that was the main thing that we did. But there was such a demand, we kept hearing, oh, play this, play that, and so, and frankly, I was a little greedy, and I wanted to sing and perform a lot more stuff than just Waylon, as great as he was. There's so many other great artists in that same time frame. So we expanded it out to the real country genre.
It's fantastic. I actually have a listener here that just loves you guys and says that it is like listening to authentic classic country live and in person. And that's, I think, really what you guys do.
That's great. That's great to hear.
So why for you is classic country so important?
Well, it's interesting because I would even phrase it that the reason we use the whole real country thing, because for me, there's a lot of great artists right now that are really keeping the spirit, I would say, of classic country alive. And for me and for us, I think that's about, it's easy to say, but authenticity and just a feel of like really connecting to the spirit of what country music has always been about, which is stories and real people and real lives and real emotions, played, on real instruments, I think. And, so for us, that's been kind of part of our almost mission, I guess, is to really make sure that music stays alive, and that it's amazing the number of people, young people, other people that hadn't heard the music before, like, man, I didn't really think I liked country, but your show is awesome. So
there's so much influence in today's music that came out of the classic country, from the Johnny Cashes and Waylon Jennings and all the way through. And I love the fact that you guys are really highlighting this. So besides Waylon Jennings, what other types of bands would you hear?
Yeah, sure. So it's tough because, there's so much great Waylon, but at the same time, we wanted to pull in, and we do now, a lot of Merle Haggard, a lot of George Jones. We've got a little bit of Johnny Paycheck in there, some Highwaymen, so a fair amount of Willie Nelson as well. Plus, we've got a really great co-lead singer in our band, Sarah Mitchell, and she does Loretta Lynn and Dolly Parton and Patsy Cline. And Tammy Wynette as well, and a couple of other cool things in there. And then we do a number of duet songs as well together, some of the Waylon and Jesse stuff, the John and June stuff, the George and Tammy stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
That's fantastic. Now, have you guys played at the Claremont Opera House before?
So interestingly, I've played at the Claremont Opera House multiple times, but not in this band.
Okay.
I was in another band for about 3 years ago. I left that band. I was with them for about 5 years, and that was the Spirit of Johnny Cash.
Oh, okay.
I played upright and electric bass with them. So some fans may have seen me before, but not realized it, or, seen me in another incarnation. So, but this band has not played there before. No, this is our first time. We're real excited. It's from my previous experience, I know what a great crowd it is and what a great place it is to play. So we're excited to come.
Yeah, this area loves country music, and love the fact that you guys are going to be at the Claremont Opera House. Tickets are still available. I know you can buy them. It's not a complete sold out yet. Go to the Claremont Opera House box office, give them a call, or go to their website and order your tickets. What is one of your favorite songs to play on stage?
Oh, I would say the one I would say, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I would say probably my favorite that I just really get into, both for emotional reasons, but also because it's just a kick butt song, and the band really leans into it and really jams on it. And that's I've always been crazy by Waylon Jennings. It's just a heck of a fun song to sing. It's got a great vocal range. Plus, there's a lot of really good jams on it as well. Like I said, for the pedal steel and the electric guitar. So.
Do you find some of these songs easier or harder to learn than you thought they would have been?
Yeah, that's a great question, man. Because I've played, I played. Well, like I said, I played the kind of the Johnny Cash stuff, which is it's a little sparser, but even there, I found I played, 90s rock, I've played punk rock, I've played straight rock, I've played, a million different cover bands like a lot of us have over the years. And I would say that this is harder. And honestly, some of the sparser stuff, even like the Cash stuff, as much as it sounds simpler, there's no room for error, man. You got to be there. It's all about the rhythm and the lock in too, especially. I mean, that's one of the things that, Waylon Jennings and, both the outlaw country movement, a lot of what they really did is they pulled in those tight rock backbeats and rhythms, the interlock between the kick drum and the bass. And, that really drives everything. And if you don't have that groove and that solid train moving, it's just everything can derail real easily. And there's nothing to hide behind, whereas you got like rock and other genres tend to be there's a lot more kind of room, I think, and to have a distorted guitar or other things. So I would say overall, a lot of them are harder for sure.
So the show starts at 8:00. How long does the show usually go for?
Yeah, so we do 2 1-hour sets. The second set might go a little bit longer than an hour. So we're usually done at the most by about 2 hours and 45 minutes with the break. We do a 15-minute break in between the two sets.
Yeah, it's a good show, good long show. A lot of classic country songs going to be performed. And again, tickets are still available at the Claremont Opera House. It is Wailon. Chris Whiskey is zooming in. I appreciate Zoom. I know we could have done the phone thing, but Zoom is just so much easier. It sounds better, and I get to see you not in garb up on stage.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no, it's fun. I'm used to it, so I use it a lot.
I can't imagine. So with the show again happening tomorrow night at the Claremont Opera House, what's kind of a demographic that you see? Is it an older crowd? Is it an all ages crowd?
It certainly, I would say overall tends to skew a little bit older. It's mostly, it makes sense, right? I mean, a lot of this music was during the time that those folks were really listening to music and really kind of having their opinions and their taste formed. But at the same time, it's certainly with the same way we saw with Johnny Cash when, he really had a big kind of popularity resurgence. It spans all ages. We get a number of shows, we get young kids there that are just thrilled. They come in their cowboy hats or whatever else. And then, we get, I would say it does span all ages. It does tend to skew a little bit older, but it's remarkable the appeal that it has. And the show is just a lot of fun overall. There's a lot of energy. There's a real mix of stuff, stuff that's a little more towards, almost rock, and then stuff that's really straight classic country. So
I'm sure in doing this for so long, you've had people come up to you and tell you what these songs mean to them. Do you have any kind of stories that definitely stick out to you?
Gosh, that's a good question. Yeah. I think just a couple of folks, a lot of what we get is just so much appreciation, right? They don't have the ability to see a lot of that music that, for, like you said, so many reasons have meant so much to them over the years, and they don't not many opportunities to see it live anymore, and to see, that interaction between us and the crowd. And so, we hear all kinds of stories, right? I mean, just, hey, that was a song that was played at my wedding, or, my wife and I, that was the first show we saw together, right? There's all kinds of amazing stories like that. But in general, I think it's the thing that I'm always bowled over by is just how many times I hear, thank you for coming. Thank you for performing this music, and that's honestly where the whole, the tagline, keep real country music alive, support real country music is kind of came from. So.
Excellent. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck tomorrow night at the Claremont Opera House. Chris, thank you so much for coming on this morning. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. We're really looking forward to it, like I said, and we look forward to seeing everybody at the show.
Absolutely. Claremont Opera House the location starts tomorrow night, I believe 8:00, right? 8:00 show, or
yep.
8:00.
Yep,
okay,
that's right.
Claremont Opera House's website, or give the box office a call to buy your tickets. And Chris, thanks again. Good luck.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Have a great one.
You bet.